We haven't seen Eliezra on a lead card since 2023 throw pink in round 2. So it's really not surprising necessarily, but it's pretty cool to see her looking so comfortable both on tee shots and on the putting green. What's going to be the deciding factor though is we haven't got to see her play in the potentially bad conditions we have tomorrow. We know Natalie has really excellent tee shots. Her fairway hit percentage is really high. What she has been struggling with is the approach shots and the putting, especially in round 1 during those bad conditions.
Holyn seems to be a player that's all about momentum. We saw her get 9 birdies in a row in round 2, which is just incredible. But, you know, when she falters, sometimes it takes her a second to pick herself back up. Own definitely has to keep making putts to win.
Hello and welcome to the 2024 TrueBank Des Moines Challenge presented by DGA. This is the final round of our 3-round event. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we're the 2 hot keys.
Hog.
A little bit of a weather delay this morning. I believe, was it a 30-minute delay? Not going to be any rain, but it's going to be muggy out there. It's going to be wet. It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of wet ground, wet tee pad issues. You'll see a lot of people throwing standstills. Let's start out with who is leading the tournament. Scoggins, 82% fairway hits, 75% of the time getting to circle 2 at least for birdie, and making 95% of her circle 1 putts.
Natalie Ryan, we saw her yesterday hitting the fairway 74% of the time, landing in circle 2 in regulation 69% of the time, and 74% C1X putting.
Yeah, the putts seem to be really important at Des Moines, where everyone can reach the basket. Holyn Handley, 87%, making her circle 1X putts. 72% of the time, she is at least in circle 2 for birdie and hitting 92% of the fairways.
Holyn and Natalie tied, are they tied? They tied yesterday, both at 9 down. Joining us is Eliezra Midtlyng, 89% fairway hits, 75% circle 2 in regulation, and 75% C1X putting. We saw her on feature card. It's great to see her on lead card on the final day. Hole 1 is a par 4. It's 542 feet. OB on both sides. You want to get past this little kind of depression, not quite a ditch, and to the left of this little tree to open up your next shot, forehand or backhand turnover. You want to miss this last grouping of trees on the right, and the OB gets a little tight at the end. This is a birdie everybody really wants to get to start.
Immediately, a chase card check-in with Emily Weatherman. She is right there tied for 4th right now with Eliezra. She makes it to the depression, which is a fine place to be.
So, yeah. As long as you can get out of it, you know?
And she does. Right to the bullseye.
I believe Emily is sitting at 10 down.
Oh, I thought she was tied.
Yeah, Eliezra and
back.
Holyn are tied.
Okay.
Natalie in solo second at 12 down, Own at 15 down.
FPO lead card, shooting 15 down. Please make some noise for Own Scoggins.
Crazy that 10 of those 15 was yesterday. Own bogey-free, 10 down, rated 1025.
You can see Own instantly checking out the tee pads. Generally, they were fine with the soggy conditions, but there are some really slippery spots, especially on the wooded holes. There's a couple that had some puddling. It's kind of a touch and go scenario anywhere on the fairway.
Especially in that depression.
Not far behind at 12 down. Put your hands together for Natalie Ryan.
It's going to be a huge advantage today to be able to throw standstill, especially powerful standstills. If you can make sure you still have that timing, which is the reason a lot of players do not use the standstill shot.
Natalie putting this way up in the air. And it's going to be OB. A surprising mistake this early. She's far enough where she can save par, though.
Down, Holyn Handley.
Natalie only had 1 bogey yesterday, it looks like, and only 1 out-of-bounds stroke. Holyn had an unbelievable round. If you didn't watch it, she had 9 birdies in a row, 15 birdies overall. Really, the only thing holding her back so far is hole 17, which she has tripled the last 2 days.
Oh, God, what a weird stat.
Yeah. And what a great first shot.
And rounding out the card, also sitting at 11 down, we have Eliezra Midtlyng.
Like we said in the intro, this is Ellie's first lead card since Throw Pink last year. So excited, or sorry, second lead card. She was on there yesterday. Oh no, we saw her in chase card check-in.
On some chase card check-ins, and she was on feature card.
So back to the lead card for the first time. Very excited to watch her game today.
Technically, first DGPT lead card appearance.
Yep. But she definitely had cameras following her yesterday and seemed calm and collected. This comes out a little early and low. She's still putting though in circle 2. Another day where we didn't really have a lot of wind to start out. Nice and calm. It did pick up as the round went on, though, from a completely opposite direction of what we've seen the past days.
Yeah, just enough to mess with you, but not terrible. Holyn just going to pitch up, leaves about 20 feet for her birdie. Wow. Natalie's so far up here. Makes it hopefully a pretty simple par save. Looks like it.
Whoa, get this, hole 1. Wait. 35% of the field birdied it. Sorry, there's an error on the PDGA app. That blew my mind.
Oh, okay. Strong bid from Ellie, but it's going to be a par for her. Oh, short miss to start. A little undercommitted left side. All business.
This again played as the easiest hole of the day. One that you kind of feel like a must get, even though it's straight out the gate. Holyn doing just that, looking very solid on all 3 shots.
Yeah, good save from Natalie, and kind of doing what you were talking about yesterday, just being a little bit more aggressive than some of her competitors, just going huge off the tee.
And I want to say it's good to just save the par, but out here it looks like you got a birdie 9 in a row to keep up. So everyone's looking to stack birdies. Hole 2, though, is not one where you are banking on the birdie. Another par 4. Not much movement there. A big downhill tee shot on this 695-foot hole. You'd think it would give you a lot of advantage, but the angle doesn't necessarily help you very much unless you have just a monster hyzer. If you do get past these trees, like we saw a couple ladies on the card yesterday, it does put the basket a little bit more in reach. It's still a very challenging angle with the slope of the hill and the low-hanging branches, and then that daunting OB all the way down the right-hand side that you have to push if you want to get all the way up and down, but most people playing this one for par.
Holyn, not most people.
Nope. Pushing a little straighter than she wants, but it's fine.
More than fine.
Yeah, you do want it to be a lot more left, but we know Holyn does have the distance to still push all the way up the hill to the basket.
Owen has been landing just past this first tee pad and continues. Actually, she's a little bit shorter than she'd like to be, but fine for a par.
See a little wind picking up as Natalie approaches the tee pad. Left to right today instead of right to left like we had yesterday. Not quite as far down the fairway as she got yesterday, but still nice and high on the hillside, bringing her up to be a little bit more level with the green.
Ellie really turning this over. It's headed straight OB. She's going to proceed to the drop zone.
That was an absolute smash. I didn't even
Yeah,
know
I mean,
you
it was
could,
super far, but...
I didn't know you could even reach that other fairway. And look at all that power working her way up the right-hand side.
Man,
Oh
that's
my
crazy.
God.
Like I said, I've only seen one person ever successfully save it from
That
there.
was incredible.
It's so far.
It doesn't say how far the drop zone is, but I think it's about 370 uphill.
Yeah, the
360.
uphill and the angle around the trees makes that really impressive. I mean, that's at least 400 feet of power.
The fact that she landed with enough spin still on the disc to get those skips too.
Off the wet ground.
Yeah, off the wet, and the grass is super lush with all the rain.
Holyn so far to the right that she decides to go forehand up and around, but gets caught up. She's going to drop in circle 2.
Holyn knows she needs to play aggressive today to win this tournament, and you know she wants to do that. That's how I think she feels the most comfortable, is attacking. Natalie as well.
Yeah, great shot from Natalie. Own with some work left to do, going standstill forehand. Doing what own discs do. Bopping and skipping around. Skiddly bop.
Yep, skilly bop right to outside the bullseye.
Holyn, long look for birdie.
Oh, man. Dead center, just a little bit low.
Kind of a tentative walk-in. She wasn't sure. What a par save.
Unbelievable.
Like,
I wish there was a stat for that. There was only 2 birdies on the day today.
let's see if
Just in
Natalie
general.
can get one.
She did.
Yeah, it's basically
She's
a
one
birdie.
of 2. The other one was from Jennifer Allen. Though Ellie just did it the same thing, but
But
with
from
an
farther
OB
back.
stroke. Yeah, from farther back.
Yeah.
My mind is blown.
Own now only 2 strokes ahead of Natalie. Still 3 strokes ahead of Holyn. It's going to be a good day for disc golf. Let's check in with Missy Gannon on the hole 5 hive hole. Got a big crowd of bees behind us.
Bzzz. Ooh.
Missy currently in a tie for 7th at 8 down. Great looking putt. It's gonna move her to 9 down, 2 under on the round.
Emily Weatherman jumping up into a tie for 4th with Ellie. 1 down through the first 2.
Hole 3 is a downhill par 3, 320 feet. Pretty tight tunnel. Right off the bat, all this water has dried up. It's just kind of muddy down there. They did take out a tree, so the backhand turnover is now available. It used to be more of a forehand shot, which is still a great option, though you need to be careful of fading over to the right too much. You can see that water line come into play. This one has played fairly difficult for the birdie, but I think it's been, in the middle of the pack most days?
Yeah, that's about where it sits. It's such a narrow fairway that it can be a pretty easy birdie if you lace the line like we see Natalie do pretty well here, but can also turn into a higher number if you catch a tree early.
Holyn going forehand and getting a little bit caught up right at the end, but that's fine for par. Maybe a long look.
The change on this hole where they cut that one tree down really made it a lot easier. Own gets all the way down the fairway, unfortunately getting that last skip into the water.
You honestly don't see that very often, but kind of the sharp angles that Own lands on, it's maybe not surprising that she gets that big old skip at the end. Ellie gonna come up a little short. She looks a little disappointed. But everyone, you know, on the dance floor or dance floor adjacent.
Holyn running this. She wants it. Airs it up a little bit. Ellie with maybe a soft bid. The water has receded a little bit. It was very sketchy to run this putt in the first round.
Natalie looked like a great run and stays close. Holyn cleans up her par. Let's see if Owen can save her par from the water line here.
Backwards
The backwards
tightrope.
is interesting. Style points. No problem.
Little wind on the green for Natalie's par cleanup, but she makes good. Staying clean on the round.
Clean, but not as many birdies from our lead card as we saw yesterday. And that pressure definitely is going to get to some of them. Whoa. You see Holyn just running up the hill? Running up the hill.
Getting that adrenaline pumping for a hole that she is one of the few to go for it.
Introducing the Ledgestone season finale. 27 unique releases, 2 St. Jude charity collector sets, and much, much more. The show begins July 24th. Visit shopledgestone.com for more information.
This 431 feet seems like it'd be a lot easier to cover with the downhill nature of the hole, but it is still an absolute crush. Definitely catering for the hyzer players, the power hyzer players, to get all the way there. But we watched Alexis Mandujano throw a really awesome straight flexing shot down to the screen. A lot of players playing the layup just to the left and pitching up and playing for par. This is one that you're not banking on a birdie. We had an opposite wind today. It was a left to right wind, or no, right to left wind. I don't remember.
It has been like a tailwind.
It was like a headwind today.
Yeah.
Headwind, left to right, right to left.
There was wind.
There was wind, and it was different.
Holyn putting some flex on this one before
Holy
it comes
cow.
back. That's huge.
Ooh, holy cow.
Yeah, man. Did you know that was going to happen? Basically predicted it.
She's so good at still landing really close to the basket, even covering that much ground, which is so difficult.
Own gonna play the layup here. Though she found some trouble yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everything's running together.
We don't have to.
Man, I love watching Ellie throw these power shots. She's a super snappy pull through.
That's a good looking shot. I think that's a Pro Line Torrent. And Holyn went ESP Nuke to get it into the circle. Own with the trusty pig layup
Ooh.
into the bullseye.
Ellie pushing those branches and giving it such a good bid.
Yeah, she has a really strong putt. She doesn't even need to step or jump to get that much pace on the disc from circle 2. It's very fun to watch.
Natalie with some branches in the way, not quite able to get the full flight.
Holyn for the rare birdie on hole 4. Yep.
One of only 3 today. Emily Beach and Kona Montgomery also got it. Kona parked the hole.
I would have loved to see Emily's line as a lefty turnover.
She was on my card. No, it was a huge hyzer. There's
no, I'm
space.
saying Emily Beach.
Yeah, she was on my card.
Oh.
It was a big hyzer. There's room
Around
to work
their
over
tree?
there. Yep.
Interesting.
It was crazy. Made about a 28 footer for it.
Cool. Holyn gonna bring it to within 2 strokes. Owen still leading over Natalie and Holyn. Over everyone, honestly, but just by a couple for those two. Hole 5 is a par 3. It's 275 feet. We have a big crowd, the Hive, cheering for us as we carry this OB water shot. If you do not land inbounds, there's a drop zone short left just outside of Circle 2. They added some hay bales that you don't see in this drone flyover on the left side that kind of keep you from skipping out. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get some Hive cam. Oh man, that guy freaks me out though. Oh, stop with the slow zoom.
We love the Hive.
I love that Holyn once again dons her little antenna.
And just runs at it as hard as she can.
Yeah, a little bit too much steam.
There is an OB line back there in the woods.
Yeah! He's fine far away. I just, up close, I don't...
He's kind of cute far away.
Yeah.
It is but weirdly big.
It's just tall.
It's really tall.
I mean, the guy's face is in the neck, so it really towers. Anyway, Natalie.
What guy?
Whoa! Straight shot, great height, goes past it. Let's see. Holyn went Z-Swirl Buzz, Natalie C-Line FD. Own Destroyer, duh. Nice. Sneaks right past the last tree.
She is best friends with that tree.
I don't think she likes it. Yeah.
Flirting with that OB line, but she's good.
All right. Super cute far away.
Yeah. I do like, too, if you go out of bounds back in that woods area and they can't tell and you get a red flag, they'll all boo the spotter.
Yeah. I don't know if the spotter likes it.
No, yeah.
Ellie not left with much there. Gets it to the bullseye, though. Boo. That's so funny. Oh, man. Such a good run from Holyn.
Bush with a great pitch out. Let's
I didn't know Bush was playing this tournament.
Dude, Bush plays every tournament. I think they've got a tour card.
Oh, they thought she made it. 2 short missed putts in the first 5 holes and no birdies for Own. It doesn't seem like she ever gets nervous, but definitely some unusual play for her.
Natalie gonna have to settle for a 3 here. The rough behind the basket is insane how thick it is.
Also insane that nobody got this one.
Oh yeah, everyone's settling for par here. There were 16 birdies today, 36% of the field, but no one on our lead card.
No. No!
Awesome. Quick chase card check-in with Emily Weatherman. She's on hole 7. Shorter hole for FPO this year. We love the change. She is just outside the bullseye, putting on this slightly elevated basket.
Yeah, great shot. She's going to move to 2 down and 3 within the lead.
A little bit of a slow start for Emily, but clean. enough to stay in the mix. Everyone's having a slow start today.
Yeah, it's surprising. Conditions, I mean, damp, but not bad. Definitely better than round 1.
Yeah, I think maybe some hesitancy on tee pads. Hole 6 was one that the tee pad was pretty slippery. 575 feet, though, it's one that everyone feels like they need to get. You got to push that OB line on the tall grass left. Do not be on the right side anywhere. It's really tough to recover from. The OB line wraps around where those bushes are on the left-hand side. Ideally, a forehand is the perfect play to get inside the circle here on this basket tucked into the woods. Little ground play can get you there, or if you want to air one out and hug the corner a little bit tighter, that works too. This is one that says it's the 4th most difficult hole of the day, but that is so surprising to me because I feel like this is one of the more laid out holes. It's more simple. There's no tricks.
No?
No, but Holyn is going to be pinched to the right, and once you're over there, it's really tough to get a birdie.
I will say that this one was a headwind.
It was.
And it has been a tailwind, so I think my whole card ended up a little bit more right than everyone expected.
Okay, that makes sense. Also, it was a slippery tee pad, and this is one of the boggiest areas on the course, this fairway. You can see those little kind of dark, those little browner areas in the grass. It is very muddy. So now we see why I played hard.
Yeah, what else? What else?
The lizard would also pop out randomly on the green and scare you.
Yeah. He was hiding in them bushes.
A bomb from
He's a
Ellie.
Gecko, too.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, duh.
Like,
the Geico lizard. Come on.
Gecko lizard.
Come on.
Buy their insurance.
Yeah. Have I ever watched TV in my life?
Oh, and cutting in too early on the sidearm. She's going to be caught up on the corner. The Geico lizard. Holyn, pretty pinched here. This is a really tough angle. I like how much height she's giving it to try to spike in, but also going to be caught up.
Yeah, just a little bit early. Still putting for birdie, but it's going to be a technical putt. Going to require a little bit of a turnover angle.
Man, Ellie super far here. Able to do more of a chip sidearm, but she's caught up on the back corner. Better place to be.
She juices that one. Is lucky to be safe. There may not be much to work with over there. She's all muddy.
Natalie also, I mean, not even 200 feet left. Like, that's crazy.
That is such a perfect way to approach this gap as well. Spikes it right in on the bullseye.
Oh, and from a knee. Pretty hard to get any power from that stance, but she's good for it. Gets it to within 20 feet. Holyn from, looks like almost 60 feet. Leaves it a little short, and she'll have some work left on the comebacker.
Ellie does have a little gap. She is framed up to the basket.
Low ceiling, though. Oh, man. Way to capitalize.
Yes.
And a Jomez, her first. Wait.
God,
Probably her first.
Yeah. Her putting form is so fun to watch.
What a crazy first birdie of the round.
Ooh, I like the little slow-mo sassy face. Like, yeah, did y'all see that?
I did it. I got it. Don't count me out. Man.
Uh-oh.
Some nerves, looks like. Holyn missing the comebacker. About the same distance, but now for bogey.
The wind definitely picking up weirdly back on this little protected green. Holyn going to have to lose a stroke to her competitors.
Own officially in the string of gray.
Mm-hmm. Natalie finding some more green for the scorecard. 2 down on the round so far. 1 of 6 birdies today.
And now only 1 stroke back of our leader. Checking back in with Emily Weatherman, fresh off her birdie we just saw on hole 7. Hole 8 is a downhill par 3, 420 feet. Reachable by everyone, though, because it's downhill.
That was a really aggressive line, really pushing that right side tree line and trusting that disc to come back.
Ooh, and squeaks it in right side to go to 3 down. And she's only 2 strokes back of the lead. I'm having a feeling we're going to see some more of these check-ins, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's tight up at the top.
Yeah, she's in the mix.
Surprising not to see Own with a birdie yet. Things are picking up. Look how tight it is all the way through, tie for 4th? Hole 7 is an uphill par 3, 250 feet. The grass is all hazard. You have to land in the wood chips to be safe. It's only 250 feet, but it's uphill. It's still pretty easy if the wind is down. It was kind of like a right to left wind. Nothing too crazy, but you want to get this one close. It can make for difficult putting with the slightly elevated pin. Natalie hits the pedestal with a lucid justice.
Love this linear low line from Ellie. Also hits the pedestal.
Awesome. That one was a Cole Redolin color shift hypercane. Sounds like a spaceship.
Yeah, honestly. Tight.
Own. Doing own things. Going forehand. Fantastic.
I think she's leaning on that forehand more and more on these kind of, not distance holes, but one where we see everyone pulling out a hyzer and says, watch this.
Yeah, her sidearm is just looking flawless, though, lately, and getting a ton of distance. Mm-hmm. Holyn gonna have to earn it. She's outside the circle. Looking a little flustered here.
This tee pad was pretty slippery when my card came through. Doesn't look as bad right now. Conditions are definitely warming up at this point. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Every miss of Holyn today has been so close.
Yeah, she's gonna have to dig deep here and get some birdies. And she knows it. There we go. Own on the board.
Ellie with her second birdie of the day. High in the chains, but it sticks.
Natalie moves to 3 down. Smooth. Ellie gonna overtake Holyn with those 2 birdies in a row. She's in a tie for 3rd with Emily Weatherman, who's 2 holes ahead.
Moving on to this downhill 420-foot par 3, hole 8. We just saw Emily Weatherman get inside the circle. This one is difficult to park. You have to push that tree line on the right-hand side, and it is dense in there. If you mess up and turn one over, there's OP on the left as well. That can come into play if you air one out a little bit too much, and hyzer left of the pin, it drops off behind the basket, so you can't be super aggressive from circle 2 short. Unless you make it.
Ooh. Natalie's disc turned too far to the right, and that can be really gnarly in there.
Natalie definitely trying to throw a little bit of a slower speed disc. The wind was different today. It was definitely a headwind here. You couldn't quite feel it sometimes, so then it would randomly pick up for a pretty strong gust. You can see Ellie having the same problem.
Yeah, as you got kind of halfway down the fairway where that road is, like there's a break in the trees, you could really feel that wind. But yeah, you're right. You couldn't really feel it as much on the tee. Own got the birdie with this sidearm play yesterday. This is looking great. Too far. Oh, man. And I think that is inbounds, but bad footing.
She went past?
Way past.
That is crazy.
Yeah, her sidearm, she's just getting that distance. Holyn with an ESP Nebula, same problem.
Same exact problem.
Surprising. A lot of times you'll see, one person in there, but to have 3, atypical. Man, look at all this greenery. Like, where even are we? Wow.
Holyn
All right.
Yeah, with a great out.
Sick. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, good. I wanted to see the rest of it.
Basket.
Yeah. I thought we were just going to see her like throw it again from the green.
Natalie pushes through a good ways. It looks like she's able to just do a little jump putt.
Man, it can be so bad in there. I don't know.
I know.
It's hard not to get like kind of mad about it.
It can be brutal in there. And everyone just seems to have
just
a pretty
easy.
simple out.
To be fair, Holyn's was a miraculous save.
Yeah. They all pushed really far. Usually if you go in that early, you do not push that far to be pin high.
Man, from this little creek area, gives it a great run. Really bad footing and a low ceiling.
Some nice recoveries, some great scrambling from our lead card. There were only 7 birdies on this hole today out of 48 competitors.
Yeah, wind got people. I always wonder what the line is for Natalie to tap in left-handed versus right. Mm-hmm. Like, is it the bullseye?
Was that a lefty one?
They have all been, pretty much.
Oh.
But she'll do it even a little bit outside the bullseye sometimes. It's wild.
Still tight at the top. Own in the lead just by 1 stroke over Natalie.
Wrapping it up, hole 9 is a very odd uphill par 3, 290 feet. This hill is so steep. To get there, you have to barely clear the hill and have something with some turn, so usually something understable to try to punch up this hill. It is just so far. Most of the time, you end up skying it. There are some trees that you need to avoid. There's some OB tight that continues down the rest of the hole, but it's definitely tightest up front here.
It's also a little bit of a mystery, a guessing game of what the wind is doing up here. You just kind of think about what's happened on the last holes and try to make an educated guess.
Looks like Natalie is pretty educated.
Yeah.
She's going to have a putt from inside the circle.
Ooh. Ellie's going to be flirting with the OB line left, but she is safe. They really pulled that in this year. There was a lot more room to work a hyzer in years prior.
Own hit this tree on the left in round 1, but made the correction yesterday and plays it pretty well today. She did make the huge putt yesterday. I mean, she made 3 circle 2s in round 2. Pretty crazy.
Oof.
Yeah, Holyn a little early and fading towards OB, but checks up.
I like to start a little bit further back and finish in the middle of the tee pad, but everyone in the lead card just using the entire tee pad, getting so close to that hill. Oh. Holyn with a great angle, just a little bit far past the basket. This isn't one that you're banking on getting a birdie on. It
there's usually just
almost eagly.
Yeah, there's only been a couple every day.
This played as a tie for the 6th most difficult hole today. Not a ton of bogeys, but also not a lot of birdies. Dead center low. One more chance on our lead card to see some green.
Yeah, I think there was... Oh, I guess there was 6 birdies yesterday on this one, which is kind of a lot.
Today, only one.
Oh, wow.
Maria Oliva.
Nice. Oh, yeah, there's only one in round 1 as well. Looking like a round of pars here for the lead card, moving into the back 9.
That was also one of the more slippery tee pads being in the woods.
That's
it was
true.
like mossy. One more chase card check-in with Emily Weatherman on hole 10.
Yeah, short par 5. She punches through the tunnel nicely. She's looking to get up and over this next hillside. Left or right, both work. And it looks like she's pretty close to that tree, which is a really nice spot to be.
It's a fairly straightforward approach, but it is still scary. The OB is pinched on both sides and deep of the basket.
Yeah, she makes quick work of it. Maybe 14 down, within striking distance, moving into the back 9. Yeah, she's the hot round of the day now at 4 down through 10 in solo third.
And everyone separated just by 1 stroke in the top 9. Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Not a ton of scoring separation out here at Des Moines where we can all birdie all of them.
Yeah.
But that's what we have to tell ourselves at least. But it's going to be an exciting back 9 on Championship Sunday at the Des Moines Challenge. It always is. It's also a great place because we do get to see sometimes people we don't normally see at the top.
Yeah.
And it's some nice calm conditions, so it's a perfect day to see everyone shoot lights out. But that back 9 does get a lot more difficult, especially the last 2 holes. So come hang with us, the 2 Hot Geese, and watch the final 9 of the Des Moines Challenge. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese honk.
Huh?